Flo, good morning. How you doing, man?
Morning.
Want to ask you, with Tua, when you guys drafted him, obviously you knew with the hip that it was going to take some time to eventually progress. Where, how does it feel from the franchise standpoint to be, kind of 18, 19 months after the injury for Tua and kind of see where he has come along so far and where he can go ahead?
Yeah, I think he's worked extremely hard. Obviously, coming off the hip last year and getting himself ready to play, um, as much as he did last year. I think he's just continued to build on uh, rehabbing the hip uh, and really kind of, I would say, uh, training just from a total body standpoint. I think he's done a nice job, from that standpoint. He looks healthy, and he's really just trying to improve in all areas, and we're happy and pleased with where he's at.
I guess just from a team standpoint to kind of be at this point here in his recovery to kind of see where he can go forward. Um, after drafting him and knowing that kind of drafting him was a big risk, I guess how do you guys feel about that now?
I think we're just trying to we take things one day at a time. I think it's we're trying to he's trying to improve, on the field, off the field, in his training, um, and in all areas, um, and I think that's kind of a more of a big picture, question. Uh, but I think we just try to kind of shrink it down to, let's get better today. Let's improve from a meeting standpoint, from a walkthrough standpoint, from a practice standpoint, and uh, from a training or rehab standpoint, if that's the case, which it is with Tua, and I think he's done well with that, and he's continuing to improve every day, really in all areas.
Adam?
Good morning, Flo. I wanted to ask if Xavier Howard was among the participants today, and if so, how is he looking physically?
No, I have not seen Xavier today. But we just the meetings are Zoom, so guys kind of get lost from time to time. But I have not seen him today.
You expect him to be participating this week?
I quite honestly, I'm not sure he's going to be here today. So again, I haven't seen him, so I expect him to be here, but I have not seen him yet.
Omar?
In terms of Xavier, has he expressed what the issues are that he has if he chooses to sit out this mini camp?
I think it's it's pretty clear that this is a contract situation, which we've talked about internally, and that's what I believe it is, and we'll obviously we've had discussions, and we'll continue to have those discussions.
Travis?
Hey, good morning, Coach. Last week, you referred to the development of a young cornerback like Noah Igbinoghene and the value of seeing the game from the outside to in. And it got me thinking, is there a similar benefit for a young offensive lineman with regards to seeing the game from multiple perspectives?
I believe so. I think if you're a tackle who's played guard, or guard who's played center, that perspective when you're trying to communicate with the guy next to you, what that block feels like, what it looks like, what you need if it is a double team, what you need from the guard on a double team if you're playing tackle, and what you need from a tackle on a double team if you're playing guard. Same thing with the center position. I think it's very helpful. I think, like any situation, if you can put yourself in someone else's shoes, you have a little bit more understanding of what they need, the struggles that come with a specific block or a specific player, and it can help you if you're playing another position.
Armando?
Morning, Coach.
Morning.
So Tua has said that he wants to improve on cadence, pre-snap read, shifting guys, using his words. Will this mini camp the next couple of days be a place where he can improve on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think any practice setting is a situation where you can improve on that. I think that's what we've done the last 3 weeks, even in the OTA and walkthrough sessions. Um, so yeah, I think this is definitely a situation or opportunity for him to improve. Obviously, we will be going out at a faster pace or a little bit faster pace. You'll see, some different defenses, and we'll do it for a longer period of time. And I think that's part of it is, you get tired, you get taxed a little bit. And I think that's for all positions, not just the quarterback. You get to see if your techniques, your fundamentals, your communication, your ability to adjust, you can do that under some duress.
And for the layman, when that is right, when the quarterback and everybody else has that right, how does that help produce positive plays?
You're no layman, Armando. So, I mean, I think, it's, anytime you're on the same page from a communication, a cadence, a shift, motion, that just helps the execution. And if you can execute, then you have positive plays. But if you miss a shift, you miss a motion, you miss a cadence, you miss this, you miss a tackle, you miss a communication. I'm in this gap, you're in that gap, and that's how I don't want to call them bad plays happen, basically. The more practice, the more reps you can get as a team, as an individual, I think the better off you'll be. And, we have an opportunity to do that today or the next few days.
Joe?
Hey, Flo, good morning to you. Obviously, the organization rewarded Jerome Baker with a contract extension. Certainly, you can touch on that, but my question is, what message would you give to any top player such as Gesicki or Agba who has 1 year left on their deal without an extension at this time?
Well, I'm excited for Jerome, and like we talked about last week, I think he's done a really nice job for us these last 2 years. And look, he's smart, he's tough, he's team first. He wants to be here, and we're happy to reward him. I think Chris and Brandon and Drew Rosenhaus really kind of sat down and hammered it out this weekend, and we're excited about that. As far as other guys, I think every situation's a little bit different, and we want to keep everybody. We would if possible, but the situations are just a little bit. Everyone's a little bit different. There's obviously a salary cap. We all know that. So I think you mentioned Mike and you mentioned Agba. We love those guys. They've both been productive players on our team, and we'll continue to have or we'll have conversations with their representation. And but again, every situation is a little bit different. So, and I think there's an understanding that the ones, if we can get them done, we'll get them done. And if, we can't, then we can't, but, we're always working to do what's best for the team and the organization.
Tim Reynolds, Associated Press.
Thank you. Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
To go back to Tua for a moment, has there been, I guess, would you say that there's been like any significant maturation, if that's the right word, in how he carries himself from year one to year two? Or with him, was that maturation kind of already there when you got him?
I think anytime you're a second year player, or even let's call it just a second year player, I think there's just a natural maturation. I think you're in your environment. You're a little bit more comfortable with your environment, more comfortable with the playbook, more comfortable with the people you're talking to. It's not the first time you've heard instruction from a coach, so you know what guys expect. You can call it maturation. You can call it just a overall understanding of how we expect things here, and I think as players they have a little bit more of a barometer of what's needed to have success. So I think I'll put all that together, and you see players in their second and third years just mature a little bit more. So I think that's what you're seeing from Tua, and hopefully we see that on the field as well.
Thank you.
Cam?
Hey, good morning, Flo. You mentioned earlier about obviously you and probably Chris having internal conversations about X and his deal. Is that something that you think will be worked out for training camp, or do you guys have an idea of where that is?
I would say, and again, normally we keep all this stuff internal, but generally speaking, I think you have you put them in buckets. So you got contract extensions, you got free agent contracts. So we have a player, we extend the contract. You have free agents who we bring on. X, this is a little bit, of a unique situation. I'm sure you guys all understand this. So he's in this whole, it was extended, and now we're talking about a renegotiation of an extension. So that's a little bit different. And we've had a lot of discussions about that. Again, very unique situation. Well, we're talking about a, potential renegotiation after, 1 year. So I think, those turn into, longer conversations, and, we understand that. And, we've, obviously had a lot of talks and conversations about those, and we'll continue to have those and keep those internal, but it's a very unique situation.
Thanks.
Omar?
Flo, I wanted to ask, you guys, for what we have seen, have done no helmets. I'm wondering if that was a condition that you made to the players when you asked them to participate in the offseason program? And also, do you lose something? Do you gain something when you do that? And will you guys have helmets during minicamp?
We'll have helmets on during minicamp. I think, the OTA sessions were about communication, about alignments, assignments, making adjustments. So no, I don't think you lose anything there, except maybe, wearing a helmet in the heat. But I think what we were trying to, what we're trying to get done was just the communication, the alignments, the assignments, and I think we got that accomplished. But we will have helmets on during minicamp.
Tim?
Is that it?
I'm sorry. I think my hand was just still up. I apologize.
Armando?
One more thing on Xavier and Flo. So this whole thing with him started when he saw what Byron Jones got from the Miami Dolphins. In signing Byron Jones, did the organization kind of expect that we're signing him to more money, or a guy who's been here might want more money?
Again, each situation is different. And we treat these case by case. I think at the end of the day, we're going to keep all these kind of conversations internal. But specific to this one, like I said earlier, it's very unique. It's a renegotiation of an extension, and that's just after 1 year, it's something that honestly hasn't been done before. So I'm not saying that we're drawing a line in the sand, but different players set the market every year. We love X. Let me just go ahead and say that right now, so you guys can make sure you write that. We love him. He's very productive. He's a team player. he's important player on his team. But again, unique situation, and we want to keep him here. But again, markets are set, specific to Byron, the market's set differently every year. And that's part of the conversation. But again, that's what makes this unique. Like I mentioned, which I'm sure everyone can understand.
Barry?
Hi, Brian. The new offensive lineman that you signed from the Patriots yesterday in free agency, do you view him as just a depth signing, or did you feel like you needed more competition to find a potential starter at either right tackle or somewhere else on the line?
Well, anytime we're excited to sign Jermaine, and anytime we can add someone who's has experience, has history as a starter in multiple positions, gives us obviously flexibility, and we think he's a good player, and we'll add competition to the room. Met him for the first time yesterday. I was excited to meet him and talk to him. Seems like the type of guy we're just from a personality standpoint, hardworking, and loves to play, and chomping at the bit to get out there and compete and create an opportunity for himself. So excited to work with him.